All right, here we go. So I've got this Penn Pursuit spinning reel. What size are we looking at here? 5,000. As you can tell, it's very crusty and gross. So this reel is a reel that I've been using on our sequelizer rod, right? So you've got to have the sequelizer and the venting tool or descending device. I filled out the free program, got the sequelizer. It's worked out well. Don't always need it, but it's there. This reel generally just sits on the boat, and I don't ever touch it. It gets sprayed down when I spray the rest of the boat down, but that's about it. So we're going to take it apart today, clean it up, make sure everything works. Like this bail doesn't even want to move. Barely. First we got the spool off. Obviously we just loosen that top, take that off. We're going to see what else we got working with here. Our bail. Ooh, yeah, that's super crusty. So I'm guessing I'm going to take these screws out so I can clean up some of that corrosion in there. I'm sure that this is not spinning. Yeah, I can't spin that, so that's not spinning. So I'll have to take that off, get that cleaned up, check some things out. We'll take this apart, get this cleaned up, greased up, lubed up, whatever we need to do, put back together so that this puppy is good. What's kind of crazy is it actually spins pretty good. Anyway, let's get into it. So, like I said, first thing I'm going to do is take the bail off. So I do know that inside here, there is a spring. And that spring can come out. You can lose those things. Don't lose anything. About 30 minutes looking for a piece the other day on a reel that broke. Warranty. But this piece cracked right here. They're going to hook me up and send me out a new piece or fix the reel. I don't know yet. Haven't heard what their solution is yet. But I did lose part of it. Fell the side of the table. And that was kind of a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see that in there. That's all crusty. So we'll keep taking this all apart, get it all cleaned up, and put back together again. So, see, we got our spring here. The thing's all gross. We'll get that cleaned up. We'll clean up inside there. Can actually take this down a little farther, but I don't know that we're going to need to. So, we'll see. Keep going. These actually aren't too bad. So everything, usually I have my handy dandy little bowl to put this in. Go figure, couldn't find it. So as you're taking them out, pay attention to that. They may need to go back in a certain way. This looks like it won't. They all look the same. Man, that's dirty. Look at that. Stuff's gross. Luckily, I'm sort of mostly prepared. Alright, so we got that plate off. Oh, we got another screw right here. See what I mean? They're sneaky. Alright, well, I think we got all the screws out. Let's see if we can maybe pry this apart or something. So let's see. Let's see what we got under here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's intense. Okay, so a couple things we're going to do. I like to use Salt's Gone when I flush my motor or spray things down. It's expensive, I know. However, I would rather spend that money now and have everything last longer. I don't have the money to just replace things constantly. So that little extra investment, if you use it right, maintain your stuff, I think it lasts long. So it also has a number of uses. So I'm going to take most of these things, I'm going to set them in some Salt's Gone and water and see how that cleans things up. We'll try and get that cleaned up a bit before we try and stick everything back together again. Okay, so I have placed all these things in here. It's pretty nasty. So we'll see. We may end up having to tear everything down and take it all apart, put it back together again. I mean, we get all kinds of junk. So I guess we just keep on going. Okay, so here you can kind of see, I hope, that I'm scrubbing, right? We're getting some of that goo off. I'm going to blow all this out and see where we're at. But we're mostly getting everything all broken up. And we'll see what happens when we blow this out. I'm still trying to decide if I need to take the whole thing off or not. Like I said, this part spins great. So I think if we get it all cleaned up, make it look real pretty, get some grease back in there, lube everything up, put it back together, I think we'll be okay. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so update. Been scrubbing, wiping, rinsed it out a couple times, blew it out a couple times. Still scraping, clearly. But if you can see that, much better. A little musty and crusty, as my buddy the skiff guy. Just started watching him. I don't think I'm going to tear the whole thing apart, because, I mean, I'm telling you, that thing spins fantastic. So we're just going to keep cleaning this out a little bit more, and then we'll get to all the things in here, and then put her back together. One tool I like to use is these little picks. Came in a Craftsman set, but makes me feel like a dentist. I get to scrape all this stuff. It works really well for that, to be honest. Kind of get into all those cracks and crevices, you know, which you wouldn't normally be able to, or would be difficult. Get all those little spots in there. So we got everything inside the reel cleaned up really well. I'm sure it could be better if I took everything apart. But I'm going to move on, start cleaning some of this junk, clean the housing in there, the spring that's sitting in there, get those things all cleaned up. Then we'll put a little bit of grease in here, put that cover back on, then we will oil some spots, get her back together and see if it works. So one thing I wanted to check out is this bearing here. Wasn't spinning very well. Like I said, we let it soak in there for a minute. Hopefully that kind of cleaned things up. See, it doesn't want to move. So it could be shot. I'll play with it for a minute and let you guys know. Okay, so that bearing wasn't spinning. You can see there's a whole bunch of crap on here. So I threw that back in there. I'm going to clean this off. We'll see if the bearing's actually going to spin. If not, we may have to replace it, but I don't like replacing things if I don't have to. Okay, so after some scrubbing and scraping, it is not a bearing. Well, I mean, I guess technically you could probably call it a bearing, but it's just this plastic sleeve, slides around on the inside of that one, and that's it. So, even more important to keep that thing lubed up. Okay, so let's talk about reel oil. Amazon, that's where I get a lot of things. It's cheaper. Plus, I don't like going to the store. So we're going to put our bail back together here. We'll just add a drop. There's a plastic washer here. We're going to add a little. Set that on there. I want a little bit in between these, so that we kind of prevent that in the future from getting so crappy. And then I'll add a little on this one. So generally, you'd only want like a drop or two. But because of the shape that this was in, we did a little extra this time. Bail's back together. It's hard to see, but it's flowing nice and free now. Let's get back to cleaning. Okay, so here we are. We got everything cleaned up pretty well. Still gonna put some grease in here. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad either from where it came. Let's get it back together. Alright, so we got everything greased up. I even put some grease around the lip here, and then where these screws are going to go, because I don't want this to be super difficult if I have to do it again. So we will put the screws back in and then move on to the next step. Okay, so I had to play with it quite a bit, but see how it pops back now? So the spring in here, I had to stretch it a little to give it a little more resistance to help pop this thing back. And then also on both sides under the screw, it's just plastic on plastic. So a little bit of our oil, which you would normally do. If you're just doing regular maintenance, you're going to put a drop here and you're going to put a drop on the other side and do this a few times. And this is just going to keep things doing what they're supposed to. But now, it pops back. It was not popping back. So, we're good there. That's good. Next, I put some oil in here. Remember, I'm doing a little more because of the shape that's in. Normally, you just do a drop. Make sure that's good. Also not necessary, but because of the shape this is in, I put a little in here. That's just your right or left side. And we'll close that up. Nice, smooth. This rotates, right? So we're going to put some here. We're going to go back and wipe off anything that's left on here so that it's nice and clean. But also, some of that oil on there is going to protect it. But it needs to be all clean when we put the spool back on. We don't want any of that oil or junk on our fishing line. Scare away the fish. Next thing we're going to lube is here. A couple drops on this shaft here. Going to wind it real smooth. Throw everything back together here. Again, this is probably way longer than it needed to be. This reel was horrible, and I just felt like doing it and then videoing it. So maybe it'll help someone else out. Nice, smooth action, real pretty. I don't know if pretty is the right word. Our line's flopping around. But from where it was to where it is now, night and day. So imagine if you do this regularly with your reels. Don't let them get in that shape. They'll last you as long as you take care of them. Alright, that's all I got. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, leave it below. Like, subscribe. More videos like this. General boat maintenance, fishing gear maintenance, maintaining the stuff you got, making it work, making it last longer on a budget. Because I'm not a rich guy. Also, I may have a project skiff. More to follow if you're interested. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.